meaner and tougher and whatever, they never fought. And if they never fought, we don't know what would happen. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. You can think that and there's nothing wrong with him thinking that. But I just think that he has a dislike for Floyd, and like a lot of people do. I'm not saying that because a lot of people do dislike Floyd because Floyd put his greatness in your face.
We thought could have beat him, except Canelo. That's the only fighter we thought that was on his level was Canelo.
One fantasy fight I got for you at lightweight: Roberto Duran, Floyd Mayweather.
Don't even do it because you're gonna piss him off again. You already pissed him off one time. Now you're gonna piss him off again because you already know what I'm finna say.
It's him. Keep
it's him.
I'll say it. I don't see Floyd Mayweather beating Roberto Duran at 135.
Hey, you don't see it?
It can't happen. Yeah.
It's not happening, but I understand.
Nah,
but
Floyd.
Roy Jones Jr. has now fired back at Floyd Mayweather Sr. after Mayweather's father trolled him by predicting that Roy Jones would be an easy walk for Floyd and would eventually be knocked out. Ironically, it has been Roy Jones Jr. who has been calling out Floyd Mayweather for a fight. While the 50-0 boxing legend has largely remained silent, his relatives have been vocal in his absence. Should a fight ever happen, Mayweather Sr. believes Floyd would dominate. According to him, Jones is older, slower, and not in shape like Floyd, raising the question of how competitive the fight would even be.
Floyd didn't have the meanness and toughness to beat Sugar Leonard. And of course, after he said that, then Floyd calmed.
Given Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s experience and insight into his son's fighting style, he offered a deeper prediction of how a bout with Roy Jones Jr. would unfold. As the man who trained Floyd Jr. throughout his career, Mayweather Sr. emphasized Floyd's defensive brilliance and ring IQ. He stated that Jones would be too slow and unathletic to land meaningful punches, making the fight easy for Floyd. However, he also acknowledged Jones Jr.'s aggression and talent, admitting that Roy's skill set would still present a challenge.
Because to him, he's a great fighter. And a great fighter always has an ego. And just like him, he has an ego. You know, and Roy was a great fighter. Roy probably would have been one of the greatest fighters ever if he never went up to heavyweight and come back down. But he did. And so you can't, and one thing about boxing is this, you don't just talk about your great fights. You gotta talk about every fight.
Ultimately, the outcome of such a hypothetical fight would depend on various factors, including current skills, strategies, age, and weight class differences. Jones last fought in April 2023, suffering a majority decision loss to MMA legend Anthony Showtime Pettis. The 56-year-old Pensacola native has left the door open for a return. Meanwhile, Mayweather retired in 2017 after defeating Conor McGregor, extending his unbeaten record to 50-0.
Y'all enjoy this thing of boxing. I know we play games and people have their issues and people have opinions. It's cool too. I got opinions and I'm allowed to say my opinion or speak my opinion. And if somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked, because if you want to prove that you're better than me, I'm always ready. Wide open, ready to go. It's called.
Speaking on a social media live stream, former WBO heavyweight champion Shannon Briggs shared his thoughts on a potential matchup. Who wins Mayweather versus Roy Jones? Roy Jones, Briggs said confidently. While the most likely scenario would be an exhibition bout, Jones has stated that he prefers a sanctioned fight if it were to happen.
Mayweather, who wins? Mayweather versus Roy Jones? Ooh, Roy Jones. Roy Jones. You know what I'm saying? Ellie, man, thank you for that video. You the champ. Let's go, champ.
Talks of the fight were initially taken lightly, as Jones was the one who brought it up following Floyd's subtle response. However, the situation escalated when Mayweather posted videos of Jones being knocked out on his Instagram story on July 6th, a move that quickly went viral.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of his game. But in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
When that's not how that goes. That's not reality. But in the business world, it is, because look how much money.
Jones Jr. broke his silence on July 9th with an Instagram post addressing Mayweather's troll. Public service announcement, Jones wrote. If somebody was trying to send me a subliminal message, it worked. If you want to prove you're better than me, I'm always ready. Just call me.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You gotta respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0. You go up top that? No.
It was clear who Jones was addressing. Many believe Mayweather may accept the offer, potentially leading to an exhibition fight. Fans reacted quickly, with one user commenting that Jones should have expected the backlash, noting Mayweather's reputation as a master trash talker.
Floyd and he were so different.
You know, we stood for two different things. You know, he was a social media blowout. You know, he blew it away. You feel me? And that fit his character, because he could do that, you know, and do things the way he did it. He was smarter. I want to play King of the Hill. He didn't care to play King of the Hill. He wanted to play King.
Another user argued that Mayweather was superior, pointing out that Floyd was never knocked out, never knocked down, and never failed a drug test, unlike Jones, who tested positive for androstenedione in 2000.
Fighter ever. He's my favorite fighter ever. You guys know I was a huge fanboy and all those things. I've said it repeatedly. But if they were to fight, I'll be rooting on Floyd Mayweather, man. I can't. Listen, regardless of how many times I've criticized Floyd and his career.
One commenter highlighted Jones Jr.'s long history of criticizing Mayweather, suggesting Jones may be seeking relevance. Another accused him of financial motives, though others disagreed.
Okay. Floyd Mayweather added in Roy Jones Jr.
I mean, look, once a fighter, always a fighter. Look, if you're going to attack Floyd's character, he's going to attack you back. That's just the bottom line. It's like with me and Berlanga. If you're going to try to attack, like with me, I'm just having fun.
Some fans suggested that while the fight might not be well received competitively, it would generate significant money. Others sided with Jones, sarcastically claiming he could have been considered the best ever had he taken easier fights like Floyd.
Think about Roy and Floyd going back and forth. I just talked to him. Floyd was really worked up. I mean, Roy was really worked up about it. What do you think, Andre?
They fighters, man. Andre, we're going this way. They fighters.
Isn't that the biggest fight in boxing today? Like, if that would have really happened, you think it could happen?
Watch out, Andre can still throw hands now.
Don't mess with them like that.
They fighters.
Despite Floyd retiring undefeated, Jones does not rank him in his top 5 all-time boxers. Speaking on Ring Champs, Jones said Mayweather is top 10 but criticized his resume.
Could it be that Floyd didn't have an equal?
He did. He did.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, stop. What's the guy named in the wheelchair right now?
Paul Williams.
He could have fought him.
I don't think he would have beat.
I ain't say that. I say he could have fought him, though. You don't think? Hey, in my opinion, the only person that really had a chance in his weight class back then was Amir Khan. He wasn't touching Amir Khan. The time Amir had 2 good feet, he wasn't fighting Amir Khan.
Amir was calling him out for years.
Jones argued that Mayweather only fought one elite opponent in his prime, Canelo Alvarez. He dismissed wins over Miguel Cotto and Manny Pacquiao, claiming both were past their best years.
Something that you want to elaborate on, or is there something that maybe you don't like about Floyd?
One thing I don't like is that you don't respect elders. You talk about Muhammad Ali got beat by an 8-0 fighter. That 8-0 fighter was an Olympian who was a monster, who, if you had a monster like that in your weight class, you wouldn't fight him at that time. You understand where I'm coming from? So, that being said, you're disrespecting the greatest fighter of all time. And if you're
Jones compared the situation to waiting until James Toney was beaten before facing him, arguing that timing matters. He also questioned Mayweather's close wins over older versions of Oscar de la Hoya and Shane Mosley.
Move around, do what he want to do, he gonna beat you, because he's very explosive and he's very mean.
I was gonna say mean.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as near as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think he would have beat him?
How? How you gonna keep him off of him? Sugar is a dog. Just because his name's Sugar don't mean nothing. Sugar is a dog. People don't give him enough credit for that. You gotta think, listen around.
Jones said he would fight Mayweather if given the chance, emphasizing that he prefers action over talk. He cited Mosley and De La Hoya fights as examples where Floyd struggled against aging opponents.
Roy Jones explains why Floyd and he were so different.
You know, we stood for two different things. You know, he was a social media blowout. You know, he blew it away. You feel me? And that fit his character because he could flip, you know, and do things the way he did. He was smarter. I want to play King of the Hill. He didn't care to play King of the Hill. He wanted to play King of the...
Mayweather defeated Oscar de la Hoya in 2007 via split decision, earning massive pay-per-view success. However, critics have questioned whether some of his victories, such as against Jose Luis Castillo, should have gone his way.
His fights getting knocked out. What do you think about that?
Nah, Roy's a legend, bro. You can't come for Roy like that.
Now, who do you think was better in their prime? Roy or Floyd?
I would say Roy was better during the prime, but Floyd just stayed consistent.
Despite criticism, Jones has praised Mayweather's skill and compared Terence Crawford's mentality to his own, highlighting the importance of taking risks to prove greatness.
And I'm gonna tell you why it's hard to call. It's a hard to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. If Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man and he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove whether he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo come to the dance.
Jones believes Crawford wants to make history and cement his legacy, stating that if he can handle the weight, he could defeat elite opponents just as Floyd once did.
Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it can go either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that moves in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. He get to the weight limit because there is a weight limit.
All right, everyone, stay updated with the latest boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Knockout today and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, take care and peace.